And anyway, this is a result of the fifth approach. But actually, so how should I make this episode funny, or how should I make this episode interesting? But actually, so there's nothing interesting aspect in this episode of my podcast. So, for example, if you if you are adult content creators, and if you'd like to know stuff about, or if you'd like to know some things about the business of creating adult contents, for example, and the typical, or maybe the typical products among many, or among various adult contents, is a porn video. The porn video or creating the porn video is the most standard one, was the most standardized one, was the most typical one among among various kinds of, or various types of adult contents. And anyway, so if you are such people who want to create adult content, or who wants to, or who'd like to make a lot of money by creating adult content, or by selling, or by using adult contents in some ways. So I recommend other episodes, or my podcast has other episodes suitable for the purposes of adult content creators. And when it comes to, and for example, and if you are interested in this project, and I should tell you the title and conclusion of this episode. And the title is, wait a moment please, yes, the fifth approach results, archive, peace with Korea. And the conclusion is not good, but not bad. And so first of all, so if you are just listening to this episode of my podcast, and you find weird the meaning of the title, and because, so the title doesn't follow the grammatical rule of, the title of this episode doesn't follow the grammatical rules of English language. So which is why, so I said the fifth approach results, archive, peace with Korea. So if I insert, or if I introduce some words into this title for make for me for make this sentence, for make this title having the make this title have some meaning, and that becomes, so maybe the fifth approach got the results. And this is about the article named Archive, Peace with Korea. And I think, this is fine for you to understand the meaning of the title of this episode. And anyway, so I should tell you again. I should tell you again the meaning of the title of this episode. And the meaning of this title is the fifth approach got results, and which is about the content named Archive, Peace with Korea. And I have approached meaning, so this is the fifth approach, meaning I have approached 5 times to the government of North Korea. And the manner is sending emails to the government of, or to some facilities, or to some organizations, or organizations com, composing the government of North Korea. The government of North Korea has many branch organizations, or many branches, and each of them has its unique organization, its unique form of organization. Anyway, so, and I approach some of those organizations, composing, or which are constituents of the government of North Korea, or the North Korean government. And this is so what I'm going to explain is the result of the fifth approach toward North Korean government. And anyway, so I should tell you, I'm going to summarize what I have done as the fifth approach. And before this approach, I announced that I I began the fifth approach, and this fifth approach took some duration, and I got some results, which is my understanding. And anyway, so I should tell you the actual content of this fifth approach. And the actual content is I'm going to I don't, anyway. So I don't take up time for a long time. And the fifth approach is, wait a moment, please. And to start with, I'm going to upload this episode into. I'm not going to upload this episode into Medium, but I'm going to upload the fifth approach into Medium, and the platform Medium has a function of reading aloud articles or content. So which is why, if you'd like to listen to what is written in the articles or in the contents of Medium, please use that function. And then anyway, the target, and this is the explanation of the fifth approach. And the target is the general public of North Korea, and the purpose is to solicit the general public of North Korea to attack constituent countries of the West, or I mean, the West means the United States of America and West European countries, including my country and South Korea, and by the way, so I live in Japan. And the results are, and I think I got 3 results, but actually, so, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you at last that, so the third result has nothing to do with me, which is what I'd like you to, which is what I'm going to tell you afterwards, after the first two results. And the results are, some missiles were launched by North Korea, and drone attacks against Moscow became frequent. And the third one is Mr. Prigozhin passed away in the plane crash. And if, how I did, or what I did was that I sent a list of the targeted cities of nuclear attacks. And so, according, I got that list from a acquaintance of mine, and that acquaintance sent me one day. That acquaintance sent me that list, and according to that list, so the largest country in this planet has a plan of attacking other countries using nuclear weapons. And anyway, so I sent that list to some countries, or to the countries having the targeted cities, and the targets are the cities of those countries, and which is why I sent the governments of those cities. And the second method is, so after sending after sending that list to those targeted cities, so I sent that list to North Korea, which is what I did. And I'm not going to tell you the targeted cities. And if you'd like to know which city was a target, please take a look at the article of Medium, and to access that article of Medium, please check out the description column of this episode, so that you can find out the name of that article. And anyway, so if you'd like to know the discussion, or what I have thought about those results, and please access that article. And anyway, so maybe I should tell you the third one. Well, anyways, it's fine to summarize them, isn't it? So about the first one, missile attacks by North Korea, and if you ask me whether what I did as the fifth approach had any influence on the frequency or the actual content of the attacks. I can surely say it has. Anyway, so this is what I have thought. Between so I did the fifth approach, but this approach may have some influence on the frequency of missile attacks or the actual content of missile attacks, or and it's possible to say that that fifth approach may not have any influence on those attacks or on those missile attacks by down by North Korea. And the second one, frequent drone attacks against Moscow. So if this fifth approach has influence on something of an international scale, so this series of attacks against the capital of Russia would be the one. And so if the fifth approach has some influence, so the frequency of drone attacks against Moscow can be the one, can be the one which was influenced by the fifth approach I did. And the third one, the disease of Mr. Prigozhin, or the death of Mr. Prigozhin. And the conclusion is that this fifth approach and this entire project, or peace with Korea, have nothing to do with his death. Which means, I'm sorry for my stuttering manner of speaking English. So the fact is that Mr. Prigozhin passed away because of in a plane crash. But actually, so what I did has nothing to do with his death, which is what I thought. And this is all the stuff I'd like you to know this time. And if you'd like to read this article, so please access the description column of this episode, and please access the link of this article, which is going to be written in the description column of this episode, and I'm going to write the link of this Medium article or Medium content into the description column of this episode. And anyway, so I should tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode. And the title is, wait a moment please. So the fifth approach results: archive peace with Korea, and the conclusion is not good, not bad.